So the other day inside of my Facebook group, I made this post right here talking about how after Christmas you should be promoting some sort of a post-Christmas leftover sale or something like that. And this store right here that we're going to be taking a look at today and comparing to a bunch of other print-on-demand stores is actually doing that. You can see up at the top that it says didn't get what you really wanted. Use this code for 21% off. And you can see that they have the code expiring on New Year's Eve. This store is also most likely doing very well. As you guys know, on this series here on my channel, we're comparing winning stores to losing stores. And in this video, this is going to be our winning store. I sort of want to just scroll through it quickly, let you guys take a peek at what they are selling and what they are all about. And then we will be breaking it down throughout the rest of this video. And then, like I said, comparing it to a whole bunch of other print-on-demand stores. So when it comes to this store, there are four things that I really like. The first is the look and feel of the store. As you scroll through, you really begin to get a sense about what this brand is all about, what they stand for, and the products that they are selling. The second thing that I really like is the product images. They are not just stock default images. You can see that all of these products here have a nice black brushed background behind them. Also, their collection images right here. They have accessories, prints, mystery, coffee, and apparel. Each collection has its own branded image, and it really gives the store a great feel. The third thing that I like is the swag of the store. You might be saying, Joe, what do you mean? How does a store have swag? Well, if you look right here, this button, this yellow button, normally someone would just write shop now here. However, they wrote buy things. If we continue to scroll down, you can see that instead of just writing featured collection or something like that, they wrote freshest digs. Both of those things together give this store a swag, and it's going to leave an impression on the buyers when they're coming to the store. The fourth thing that I like, and you might have missed it because it's not actually shown anywhere, I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. If you click their Instagram link right here, you will see that this store has a massive Instagram following. You can see that they have over 92,000 followers. They're consistently posting awesome content that people inside of their niche would like, and doing this is probably giving them a great source of organic traffic. So like I said earlier, inside of this series, you guys already know this is winning stores versus losing stores, and this is our winning stores. We're going to be comparing this to 3 other stores during this video, and we'll jump into it right after this. Alright guys, what's up? Joe Robert here, founder of PODninjas.com. I help people to start, grow, and scale print-on-demand stores on Shopify. And like I said, in today's video, we're going to be jumping into winning stores versus losing stores. And if you guys want to submit a store for a future episode here on the channel, just look for this post right here inside of the POD Ninjas Facebook group. I make it every single Tuesday, and you can just simply submit your store on this post, and I will be picking some at random to compare to winning stores here inside of this series. One thing to mention is that I don't know anything about these stores. I don't know who owns them. I don't even really know how they are doing in terms of sales. So everything that I'm saying is based on assumptions. I'm going to be breaking down these stores, and if I offend you, if this happens to be one of your stores that I look at today, that is not my intention. I am only trying to help. So let's jump into it. Here is our first store. It is called dripcaveclothing.com, and then here is our second store. This one is called spiritualwanksta.com, and then this one right here is called electricclothing.com. Our first store, if you scroll down, it says that it is a store that combines trends and memes with streetwear-minded fashion so that you can wear the clothes and accessories that make you feel connected to and love to wear. We stand for comfortable products that make you stand out in your unique way. Start or follow the trends you love. The second store says that it is a brand inspired by everyone. Our shop is carefully with a collection of apparels and jewelry inspired by the streets of New York. And the third does not actually have an About Us blurb or anything like that, but just looking at it, it does appear to be some sort of a fitness clothing line where they are selling accessories and clothing for people to wear when they go to the gym. So let's compare. Here is our winning store. You can see that for their About Us blurb, they kept it really simple, which is what I recommend to do. Sometimes people write really awkward and bizarre things here. You can see that on one of the other stores that we already looked at, but they kept it simple. They wrote mischief, mayhem, and motorcycle motorcycles, and that's just the beginning, the first part of who we are and what we're about. We're here to contribute to the culture and community that inspired our existence. If we switch back over to the Drip Cave, you can see that they wrote that they combine trends and memes with streetwear-minded fashion so that you can wear the clothes and accessories that you feel connected to and love to wear. We stand for comfortable products that make you stand out in your unique way. Honestly, sometimes people write stuff like this on their store. To me, it's a little bit cheesy. It kind of makes it, sound a little bit forced, if I'm being honest. It's kind of a weird paragraph, if I'm being completely honest. If we go to the Spiritual Wanksta store, this one's even a little bit weirder. There's actually a weird grammatical or spelling error here. This sentence does not make sense. It says, "Our shop is carefully with a collection of apparels and jewelry inspired by the streets of New York." And then the line right above it says that it's inspired by everyone. So they're saying that it's inspired by the streets of New York, and also that their brand is inspired by everyone. And then, like I said, with the electric clothing store, there is no About Us blurb or anything like that, but it does seem to be something for people who like to work out. Another thing that I thought was weird about the Spiritual Wanksta store is just by looking at the domain, right? Spiritual Wanksta, you would assume that this store is a play on the popular spiritual gangster term, right? That's kind of a thing that sometimes people call themselves when they are spiritual, but they're also hip. So I thought going into this that would be kind of what this was all about, but you can see this image here up at the top really doesn't reflect anything like that. This just looks like a woman's closet that has business clothing inside of it. It then says your favorite online boutique, right? Like they're not really doing anything here to convey this spiritual gangster or spiritual wanksta feel. Even these product images down here, the whole site feels very empty. Same thing here with the Drip Cave store. You can see that up at the top, they do have this one header image with someone wearing a tank top with the logo on it, but then as we scroll down, the store just feels very empty. These product images are not great in my opinion. Earlier I showed you the ones on the Winning store that really look awesome. They stand out, they pop, and it really gives the store a great look and feel. These ones are just very boring to me. Same thing here as we continue to scroll down. It just seems to end, right? Like you're just scrolling on the store and it just ends. There's really not much here to look at. Electric Clothing Company, I think, does a little bit of a better job, mainly because they just have so many images of their products. These images look good in my opinion. I don't think they're bad or anything like that. I think this one here on the left is a little bit funny. Sometimes people tend to use mock-ups like that. I believe that's a printful mock-up, and to me it doesn't really match what they're going for here. The rest of them do look okay. This mock-up here, that does look a little bit fake. I'm assuming that's like a Place It mock-up, or perhaps the mock-up that the Print on Demand app generates, but it just doesn't look like a real product that somebody is actually wearing. The next thing I want to talk about is sort of a critique about the niches and the approach that each of these stores is taking. Now you can see here on the Winning store, the gofastdon'tdie.com, that they've done a really nice job at making it apparent that they are a clothing brand, a clothing line for people who love to ride motorcycles, or those who even just like to ride in race cars, right? As we scroll down, you can see that they have something written here about motorcycles. Everything is branded towards motorcycles, and the key here is what they're doing is they're using that Instagram account to really grow their following and their brand. When you are creating some sort of a clothing line like this, you need to make sure that you're doing something like this. This store here with the Drip Cave, like I'm honestly not really sure who this is appealing to, right? These are hoodies that you honestly can't even really see it here on the page. It's so small. The logo on the top right that says Mama Ray's No Simp. Like I'm not really sure. Honestly, maybe I'm just not that hip, but I don't know what that means. I think that this store is struggling a little bit to convey exactly who this clothing line is for. Same thing here with Spiritual Wanksta. Like I said earlier, they start off on the top with this random header image that really has nothing to do with any of the products that they sell, and then as you scroll down, they have these shirts with a strawberry on it, and then two shirts that just say Spiritual Wanksta. And then honestly too, one thing to think about is this text on this mock-up. It looks a little bit low. It probably should be higher, right, on the chest. It's kind of sitting at the top of his belly, and it really should be up a little bit. That's going to be a little bit of an awkward shirt, I would imagine, for somebody to wear when the text is down in the middle of the shirt. Before we go any further though, if you guys enjoy my content and you think I am doing a good job, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Your support really does help my small YouTube channel to grow, and I really appreciate it. And if you guys want some more resources to help you with your print-on-demand store, consider checking out what I think is the world's best free print-on-demand course. The link is down in the description. Inside of my free print-on-demand course, there is information that other people are actually charging for. So if you're looking to get started with print-on-demand on Shopify, definitely check that out. It's completely free to sign up. Over 20 videos to help you to get started with your print-on-demand business. And also check out the POD COD Ninjas Facebook group. Currently, there's about 28,000 members inside of the group, so if you want to join a community full of a bunch of other people like you, make sure to check that out. So one thing that I was getting at is that I was kind of critiquing the approaches of these stores. Now, my belief is that the best strategy for print on demand is to choose a really passionate niche and then create niche designs inside of it and then use Facebook ads to sell those products. These stores here are sort of doing that, but they're also sort of creating their own line of clothing. And sometimes, like this store here, electricclothingcompany.com, they are just basing it around a logo. They are literally selling leggings and sports bras that just have their logo on it. And in order to make those sales, you're going to need to do the same thing that Nike does, right? Everybody who buys Nike stuff is not buying it because they want something that's really high quality. They're buying it because it has a Nike logo on it. And in order to actually be successful with something like this, you're going to have to do things that our winning store, Go Fast Don't Die, is doing on Instagram. If we take a look at the Electric Clothing Company Instagram, you can see that they basically have all of the same images that they had on their store. They really should try to do some additional things here. Some of the things that the Go Fast Don't Die store is doing is a great way to grow a passionate following around your brand, because this store, all they're doing right now is just posting random pictures of their products with their logos on it. And honestly, if you're looking at the engagement on each photo, it is not doing so well. If we scroll all the way back up to the top, you can see that they have just 70 followers. If we see their most recent post, it was 6 days ago. The one next to that was 7. The one before that was 7 days. We'll just kind of click through December 21st, December 20th, December 20th, December 19th, December 19th. If you guys are curious today, as I am recording this, it is December 30th. So it does seem like they are not super active here on the Instagram account, but they do post a little bit. I think if they want to really take this to the next level, they're going to have to do some of the things that this store here is doing. You can see that not only are they posting pictures of some of the things that they sell, they are also posting a ton of lifestyle pictures. And you can see that the engagement that they get here, this video here has 30,000 views. That is a great way to grow an Instagram account. If you can see, we scroll back up to the top, they have over 92,000 followers. Every single time this store posts a graphic of something that they have on a shirt, they're going to get thousands of people seeing it and potentially coming to their store. If you contrast that here with the Electric Clothing Company Instagram, you can see that they're just simply not even coming close to that, because all they're doing is just posting pictures with their logo on it. And if no one knows who Electric Clothing Company is, they're not going to be interested in checking out this store. Another thing to think about is user experience and how the store looks. So when you're landing on a product page, right, let's check out this winning store here. You can see that as we scroll down, it has a really nice look and feel, right? Everything is really concentrated where it should be. They have some nice product images down here on the bottom, and as we scroll up, everything looks very streamlined and it looks good, right? And if we go back to this store here, Spiritual Wanksta, it's just kind of a weird layout, right? As we scroll down, they have some really generic text here, a size guide that honestly doesn't really look that good. Another little side note here is I don't typically, if I'm ever selling a hoodie or anything like that, I don't use a size guide. For the most part, people know what size shirt they are or what size hoodie they are. If you wanted to put a little description there about how the hoodie fits, if it fits large or if it fits tight, you can do that, but I don't really think a size chart is actually that valuable. I don't think many people actually even know how long they need a sleeve or how much width they need in the shirt. I'm not even sure what width means, if that's like here on the product or if it's like up here. I don't really know what that means. I think this is a waste of space here. Also, this text here is super generic. There's nothing here that is adding anything to your store. Honestly, this just feels really, really generic. The whole entire thing feels generic, and I don't think that this is a great attempt at building this brand around being a spiritual wanksta. Another thing to consider is the logos on the store. I think Go Fast Don't Die did a really nice job at creating a really simple logo that kind of gets their swag across. The font that they chose here, it works, right? There's little like lightning bolts in it. I'll see if I can open this in a new tab and make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. You can see that there's a lightning bolt going right through the middle. Everything looks really good. You know, if we contrast that with the Mama Ray's No Simp brand here, Drip Cave, like it's okay, right? Like there's the word Drip Cave and then there's a cave, right? It's okay, but like I said, I don't think that this store really did anything else to get their brand across. I don't really think it's something, I don't really know who this appeals to, if I'm being honest. The Go Fast Don't Die store, obviously it's for people who drive motorcycles, right? All of their designs are about driving a motorcycle, right? This one says go outside. The back says getting lost will help you find yourself. This one says life won't wait. And then on the back it has a different message. Everything is niche specific. Choosing something like this and creating something that just says no simp, honestly, I don't know who this is for, right? I'm not sure that this is a winning product. I'm not sure that this is something that can actually sell online and be scaled. Same thing if we go back to Electric Clothing Company. Like I said, they're basically just creating products with their logo on it. They're essentially trying to become their own fitness brand. And honestly, if nobody knows anything about your brand, they're not going to buy it, right? People are not buying things with logos on it because they are attracted to high quality stuff, right? Maybe sometimes they are, but with no-name brands like this is not a great attempt at creating a clothing line inside of the fitness niche. If we go back to the Spiritual Wankster store here, you can see that they do not even have a logo here on the store. It is nowhere to be found. As we scroll through, there's nothing here either with a logo. So in terms of branding, I think this store really doesn't have any at all, right? I've already kind of called out this header here at the top. And then, like I said earlier, when we went to the product page, there was really nothing here to support an actual brand. The Spiritual Wankster store also does have an Instagram account. You can see that it has 312 followers. One of the things that I wanted to call out here is sort of what I was talking about earlier, that when I saw the URL of this store, I thought it was going to be a store that was based on being spiritual, right? But also being hip at the same time. You can see that their little bio here says raising vibrations through our design, sharing good energy, positive mindset, integrity, and kindness. But remember, if we go to the store, there's nothing here that even talks about that at all, right? There's this random image at the top, and then it just says your favorite online boutique. It really does not match. And honestly, I'm kind of concerned at the direction of this store. I don't see even these designs here on the store. I don't think really reflect anything of what that sentence that they had here in the bio was even about. But this store, I guess, is doing a good job at posting both pictures of their products and also content. You can see that, posting these things right here, like progress with perfection crossed out. Your potential is endless on this image here. This is also a good image to continue to post. I think in order to make something like this work, you're going to have to fix some of the things that I've mentioned on the store, mainly around your branding and adding a logo and things like that and talking about what your brand is all about, but also continuing to do stuff like this because it's not really a solid niche, in my opinion, and you're sort of creating a clothing line, and to do that, you need to get people to fall in love with what you're doing. And in turn, they will end up buying your stuff with your logo on it, right? So hopefully some of this stuff was helpful, folks. This is going to be, like I said last week, a series that we do here on the channel. If you guys want to submit a store to be compared to a winning store in the future, make sure to check out this post right here that I showed earlier. I post it every single Tuesday inside of the POD Ninjas group. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.